A very good morning, guys, from London. EURUSD has pushed up higher yesterday, again following the daily and the 4-hour order flow. Now, are we again going to push up higher, or are we going to push down lower? Let's find out. Now, first of all, yesterday was an amazing day as I visited the Alpha Prime office, where they invited the top 0.1% traders of Alpha Capital. So it was an honor to be there, and yeah, a great experience. So I'm going to be vlogging everything today again on the Instagram story. So make sure to follow us on Instagram if you want to stay up to date on everything about this London trip. Now, focusing here on the euro against the dollar, guys. The daily time frame, again, still bullish and still pushing up higher, despite us being at a major inflection point, at a major area of liquidity here on the daily and weekly time frame. So we've taken out that daily liquidity high. Then looking here at the daily, we see somewhat of an initial reaction, but no real follow through. Now, at the moment here on EURUSD, there are two main areas of interest that I'm looking for potential longs from. That is either this overall bigger sell for the buy up, or this overall imbalance that we have over here. So overall, still only interested in looking for longs here on EURUSD, as the daily fractal structure here remains bullish. Overall, obviously, we are trading after the break of structure, which is this line over here. So this, for me, is your overall swing in towards the upside. So keeping and taking that into account, yes, we are very, very, very overextended on EURUSD. But, guys, as you know, that doesn't really matter on euro dollar because of the fact that it is so impulsive. So therefore, I'm only interested in longs until I see a very significant shift in market structure on, for example, the 4-hour time frame. But for now, the daily time frame here remains both bullish and fractal bullish, and the 4-hour time frame as well yesterday pushed up higher, with again the 4-hour swing being bullish. So what we have is a swing structure from this low in towards this high. No retracement was provided because, again, the overall internal market structure here remained bullish. We respected this low over here, and we continue to push up higher from the overall demand zone. So again, pushing out of the market, pushing out of that demand zone further in towards the highs. Now, within that overall daily area of demand, which is kind of like the gray zone, we have this lighter blue zone, which is your 4-hour area of demand, which is the sell for the buy. So again, if EURUSD does provide us with a deeper retracement, then that could provide you with a new opportunity to look for potential long upon seeing lower time frame confirmation. Because here on the 4-hour time frame, first of all, the overall swing structure is obviously bullish from this low in towards this high, but this high could be here, could be here, could even be at 1.20 approximately. And then looking at the 4-hour furthermore, we also still have bullish fractal structure as well. So there's nothing really indicating that EURUSD wants to pull back just yet. Once we break this current fractal low, then maybe we could start seeing somewhat of a deeper pullback to eventually take out, for example, these ascending lows over here, retracing towards this demand zone, then look for longs, or then continue down lower. But for now, as long as the fractal low and as long as this area of demand holds, and again, guys, the daily time frame remains bullish, then there's nothing really slowing EURUSD down for now. And the dollar pretty much confirms that, because if we look at the dollar index here on the weekly time frame, there's again nothing really stopping it. Looking here to the left, I always look for major inflection points, major areas of demand or liquidity that could cause a potential reversal. And pretty much the only thing that I see, guys, is this major kind of like swing low over here, this weekly low at around 94.629. So it seems that the dollar is heading in towards 95 very, very soon. For now, the weekly imbalance that we have, or the weekly buy before the sell, which is your area of supply, is this over here. Pretty much everything inside of there is a good opportunity to potentially look for a sell. But obviously, do we need to retrace today, tomorrow? I don't know. All I can say is that the current momentum is extremely bearish, and I'll be following the daily areas of supply, which are two. This supply zone over here, and this imbalance over here. Pretty much these are kind of like my two major areas of interest, and as long as that holds, I'll be looking for further downside pretty much on the dollar index. So that's what I have for the dollar index. 95 pretty much seems in reach very, very soon. Looking at AUDUSD, AUDUSD respected the overall market structure which we laid out in yesterday's video. Again, what we can see here on the weekly time frame is that we have pretty much the next high here, which is 0.66880, which is next for AUDUSD. USD, it seems. So I'm looking at that high next. So the weekly time frame is bullish, daily time frame is obviously bullish as well. Fractals are extremely bullish. So the fractal structure again is the structure of the individual candlesticks here, perfectly held. So therefore this was demand. We tap in, we push out. Now here on the daily time frame, again, this overall daily sell before the buy is then your area of demand. Tap in, push back out again. 4-hour time frame, perfection as well. Overall, I'm just looking for the upside continuation here on AUDUSD. We have an area of interest in the sell for the buy over here. So that's kind of like the daily demand zone refined in towards this. And then you have that liquidity low right above it, which is currently the current fractal low. So if in the future we retrace underneath that, that would be a good opportunity to look for longs upon bullish confirmation. But for now, only interested pretty much just in further upside from AUDUSD up in towards around that 0.668880. Going into GBPUSD, GU yesterday was also an opportunity. Looking here at the weekly time frame, we can see that we are at that weekly swing high, with the major swing high being around 1.40, guys. So it seems GU wants to head over to 1.40 for now. Overall on the weekly time frame, the major area of interest for demand is obviously this entire sub for the buy over here. If price is inside there, that is a potential good buy based on supply and demand. Looking at the daily time frame, we can see that we have two areas of interest. We have this area of interest over here, and we have this area of interest over here. For me, those are the long areas where you want to be getting into potential positions. But for now, looking at the 4-hour time frame, we can see again that yesterday we saw fractal breaking towards the downside. This supplies and push the market down lower. I was actually looking for those shorts to push GU down lower, but I know some of you took some intraday shorts, so congratulations, because it did push in towards the New York session. But throughout the New York session, we reversed back up higher again with the dollar sell-off. We saw the 4-hour fractal structure break. Supply or demand zone is now over here on the sub for the buy, and now just follow GBPUSD up higher, because this could have already been the correction to now push it up higher again. If it does eventually retrace down lower, then this demand zone and this demand zone is what I'll be looking out for potential longs on GBPUSD. But for now, 4-hour order flow is bullish, daily order flow is bullish, daily fractal structure is bullish, 4-hour fractal structure is bullish. So follow the overall buys as long as this current fractal low holds. Continue looking for those longs. NZDUSD, similar to AUDUSD, longs in control, pushing up higher hard today. Again, for me, NZDUSD still has a lot of room to push up higher. I'm just overall focusing on another push up. Very, very simple. Overall, on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame, first of all, we're fractal bullish. On the daily time frame, we are bullish. On the 4-hour time frame as well, we are bullish with again the area of consolidation over here holding, tap in, boom, push back out again. So yeah, market holding, pushing up higher, and expecting higher prices for NZDUSD. As we mentioned again in yesterday's video, USDCHF sells played out nicely, which I mentioned as well, with the 4-hour supply zone holding here yesterday. Overall buy up, sell down, we tap into the supply and we push back down lower again. Nothing really stopping this, and now all you need to wait for is kind of like a retracement to get into those potential shorts again. There's no real opportunity of getting in at this current or at the end of the current impulse, obviously. So if you're interested in getting in, then you'll need to wait for some new accumulation, manipulation, whatever, to get in, sideways correction before another sell-off. Obviously, for now, this is kind of like your supply zone, but we're now trading at the end of an impulse. So for me, no trades, but obviously still looking for sells. Dollar yen, looking for sells as well, selling off nicely from the overall demand zones or supply zones, which I've been mentioning. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, looking for these equal lows to get taken out. So looking for sells on USDJPY. Looking here at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the overall order flow is holding. Daily order flows holding, buy for the sells in control, and if UJ were to retrace in towards the monthly open, in towards the buy for the sell, I'll be looking for further continuation. So that's what I have for UJ, and then of course gold. Gold is at a very interesting level. A lot of people are looking for sells. Currently inside these daily 2 imbalance candles, which are your daily area of supply. Well, inside that daily supply zone, you're obviously going to be looking for a sell as well, with this 4-hour supply zone over here being noted by many. Now, as you can see in the overall leg down, there was not really a lot of liquidity. So what happens now, this 4-hour supply zone has been taken out itself. So what you now want to see, because on the 1-hour time frame it becomes a little bit more clear, that is kind of like a, let's say, bump in the road down, right? So this is like the leg down, and then this is like a bump in the road. This is a bump in the road. So for me, 2 bumps in the road, liquidity over here and over here. This one didn't provide any bearish confirmation at all. You can see that the fractals remain bullish in towards the highs. Now, if you want to get in on gold sells, wait for the current fractal low to break, retrace, and then get in on the sell. That for me is the only gold sell opportunity available for now, and then you could hold it in towards these two equal lows on the daily time frame. So that's what I would be looking for in gold, but otherwise just let gold push up higher, and then once the current fractal high breaks, then we'll shift the bias and we'll start looking for those longs. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today there won't be a New York session as I'm in Alpha Capital's office in London. But there will be a Discord live session or a later trading session on YouTube this evening. Maybe we'll trade Asia whatsoever. I'll have to see, but I'll update you guys on Discord. Thanks for watching and wish you all a fantastic trading day. Thanks.